This video is powered by BetUS. Use promo code YouTube150 to get your 150% sign up bonus. Start playing today with an exclusive offer. Shout out to BetUS for being the proud sponsor of Roundtable Sports.
Hey, what's going on, NFC South fans? NFC South Roundtable, man, bringing y'all the Falcons season in review. It's your boy Antoine Smitty Smith, man. If y'all follow me on Smitty Sports Machine, y'all know how I get down, man. Y'all know how I do it. But for the NFC South Roundtable, man, before I get started, thank y'all to all the followers out there, man, who gave us a great first season of the NFC South Roundtable. And I'm speaking for my boy Clay, my boy James, Mr. Bucks Nation, and my boy TJ, the Saints content creator, man. 3 content creators, man, that I've grown to know and I call brothers now, man. And I talk to them on a regular basis, and now they're family, man. Even though we support different teams in the NFC South, it's a lifelong friendship that I hope to have. But for the NFC South Roundtable Atlanta Falcons review, man, I'm going to just ask y'all a couple of questions, man, and I'm going to give y'all my quick thoughts on it, man. The Atlanta Falcons going into 2024, coming off the 7-10 season with Arthur Smith, hire Raheem Morris, and it was a bit of a roller coaster, man, for most of the season. Started off 6-3, and they seemed like they were gonna go in the right direction. But at the same time, there's always gonna be problems during the season. You know, injuries are gonna occur, ups and downs with the way coaches do, man, with scheming. And the Falcons, man, if you look at what they did, man, this season, started off 6-3 and 2-game lead in the division, but Kirk Cousins fell apart. And honestly, that was my biggest disappointment. The biggest disappointment that I had in the Atlanta Falcons, man, was dropping that 2-game lead, finishing the season 8-9 below 500, winning only 2 games, 2-6 to be exact, the last 8 games. And that basically falls on Raheem Morris not getting Kirk Cousins out fast enough. Kirk Cousins, true enough, he was one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL the first 9 games of the season, but the back half of the schedule, he just fell off a cliff. And maybe it was mental because he knows Michael Penix was sitting behind him. And you could also say that injuries, which I still think that shoulder from that hit in Denver played a role, because he did not have any zip on his passes. You saw the pick 6 against the Los Angeles Chargers. Lame duck. 5th grader could have threw the ball further than that and harder. But Kirk Cousins has to be the biggest disappointment. And I was a little disappointed in Raheem Morris too, for letting him stay in 2 to 3 games longer than he should. Those 2 to 3 games could have decided if the Falcons went to the playoffs or not. So when you talk about disappointments, the season in general to me was a disappointment, knowing the talent that they had, that they brought in Justin Simmons, Matthew Judon, who didn't do much, but still, the money that they spent in the offseason, it's a disappointment to know that they could not capitalize on the talent. And windows in the NFL, they close pretty fast. So if you look at what they did down the stretch, utter disappointment. The sack numbers went up for a while, and then Jimmy Lake was handed back over the reins. Last 2 games, you saw the defense fall off the cliff again as well. So the Falcons have to fix things. Where they have fixed things, they've hired Jeff Ulbrich as the new defensive coordinator. So maybe that will change. And Michael Penix in those 3 games, one of the better young quarterbacks in the league. So things could change. Biggest surprise. This could go either way, man, because I think the biggest surprise, it's gonna be tough, but I would have to say Caden Ellis. Caden Ellis to me was a surprise because I knew he could play, but as the season went on, he got better. And when he got better, the defense started playing better. He started getting out to the quarterback, started sacking the quarterback. The defensive rankings went up. The team started playing better as a whole. And him as a leader, it just solidifies that I think the Falcons should resign him to an extension as soon as they can. He has one more year left on his deal. Well, he's going into the final year of his deal, and I think they have to sign to extension at some point this year because he had a Pro Bowl type season, and I don't think they can afford to let him go. Another surprise, and really wasn't surprised, was Darnell Mooney. Um, fans and people around the NFL thought the Falcons made a mistake by signing Darnell Mooney after being with the Bears. But you got to remember he played with quarterbacks that were very underwhelming, and Matt Eberflus, who did put him in the position to win. Neither did Dave Ragone. And if you look at Darnell Mooney almost having 1,000 yards, and if he doesn't get hurt, that last game of the season, he goes well over 1,000 yards. So Darnell Mooney, to see what he can do and see how he worked with Michael Penix and with Kirk Cousins, that 3-year, I think $39 million deal seems like a steal. So Darnell Mooney going into 2025 with Michael Penix, with Drake London, who had an exceptional year, Bijan Robinson, who was third in the NFL in yards from scrimmage. The future's looking bright for Darnell Mooney, and he's another one of those guys. If he performs well, I actually think he can progress and help the Falcons become one of the better offenses in the league.
Let's talk about some sports betting. My go-to for that is BetUS. Once you're in, you'll easily find all the pregame markets, parlays, and prop bets that you need. You'll even get 10% back on your net losses twice a year. So, let's win some money. If I want to bet on the Super Bowl winner, I just click on the football tab, scroll down to find the NFL Super Bowl tab, then find the bet I like. I'm going to go for the Kansas City Chiefs to win it all. So click on the number and specify your wager. $50 sounds good. Then click place my bets, click confirm, and there you go. Pretty easy, right? Enjoy a limited time offer of a 150% sign up bonus on your first deposit and a 125% bonus on the next two. This is up to $2,000 and can be accessed with the code YouTube150.
But what I learned about the Atlanta Falcons, man, I learned they have fight still. And I think if they go into 2025, that 4-game stretch that the Falcons had that we know they could be, I think we learned that they did not give up. But in the last 2 games, I just think scheming and play calling on defense just cost them the last 2 games. But I think offensively, this is going to be a juggernaut going down the road. The young Michael Penix, like I said, Drake London, Bijan Robinson. I hope Tyler Algier gets the extension because that 2-headed monster against one of the better offensive lines in the league, I think could be key for the Atlanta Falcons. And honestly, I gave Zach Robinson a lot of hell the first couple of weeks, but as the season went on, he figured things out. He learned the strengths of these players, learned what fits best, and with a strong arm quarterback like a Michael Penix, I think you will see the Falcons in his end zone a lot more in 2025. And I think possibly this could be one of the best offenses that the Falcons have had in team history. And we know that 98 team, that 2012 team, but with the type of stars that they have on this offense and playmakers, and with Zach Robinson learning everybody's strengths, 2025 could be one of those seasons that the Falcons can make a deep run if they stay on the right track. So, look, optimistic or pessimistic about the future of the Atlanta Falcons in 2025. I would say I'm pretty optimistic because, like I said, they had that 4-game streak as to getting after the quarterback. They started to put up points on the board, and we seen what they could be, even with Kirk Cousins before he hit a slide. So going forward, I think Jeff Ulbrich needs to come in. He needs to find players, bring in players that he's familiar with, that he knows that can perform, such as Javon Kinlaw, such as Jamie Sherwood. And you can even talk about Raheem Morris going out and get a Othello Witherspoon cornerback, a veteran, to go on the other side of AJ Terrell. But as I think about it, being optimistic also means that the front office has to go out and make more moves. to bring in more big name players. They missed out on Danielle Hunter last year, and I think it cost them. You talk about Grinyard, who went to the Vikings, just key pass rushers that could have came in, helped the Falcons right away. You look at Matthew Judon, who did not do much for the Atlanta Falcons, and I think it cost them. They gave up a third-round pick, and it's something that they're gonna probably hurt in the 2025 draft unless they make a move and trade back and get more picks. They probably will get a comp pick if they don't re-sign him, but that may be a 4th or 5th round pick. They only have 5 picks in the draft. So being optimistic only because I know what they can do on offense. I know what they're capable of with a superstar running back in the making and Bijan Robinson, short yardage guy, Tyler Algier, who can get that key first down, get you in the end zone on 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and goal. You talk about Kyle Pitts. He turned it on just a little bit down the stretch with Michael Penix in those last 3 games. So Michael Penix and that arm strength and his ability to make certain throws could unlock Kyle Pitts as well. And if he can unlock Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson could be one of those guys that rushes for 2,000 yards, that scores 15 to 20 touchdowns in the season. Drake London could benefit as well. You talk about a guy over 100 catches, over 1,000 yards, and 10 touchdowns. His numbers could double. You talk about Darnell Mooney. He could be a vertical threat that we haven't seen in Atlanta in a long time. So it's just so much this offense can do, and this is the reason why I'm optimistic, because if they can put up the points and the defense can just stop people just a little bit, I just think this team could be a playoff team, and they should have been a playoff team, but things happen, and that's why coaching changes were made. But I think going forward, the Falcons, I think they'll be okay. But that is my Atlanta Falcons season in review. I think it was an underwhelming season. I wish it could have turned out better. They did improve their win total by 1 game, but a lot of the games that they dropped, they just could not hold on to the lead, and situational play calling, things of that nature, just hurt them, and they made the necessary changes all season on the coaching staff, and we'll see how that helps the Falcons, and can they capitalize by turning over the coaching staff. But again, that's my season review for the NFC South Roundtable. I thank y'all for joining me, and I appreciate y'all. Like I said, man, please subscribe to the NFC South Roundtable on YouTube. We're over 2,600, and we thank y'all for tuning in this season, making this a successful first season. And again, shout out to my mates, my boy James, Mr. Buck Nation, TJ, and Clay. And y'all go check Clay out on the Rockstar Report. Check out TJ on the State of the Saints podcast, and Mr. Bucks Nation. Y'all can go check all these guys out on YouTube. But again, thank y'all for spending a little time with me, man. I truly appreciate y'all. My Atlanta Falcons season review. Thank y'all, and we were gonna see y'all soon on the NFC South Roundtable. It's your boy Antoine Smitty Smith, and I will holler at y'all soon, man. Peace.
This video is powered by BetUS. Use promo code YouTube150 to get your 150% sign-up bonus. Start playing today with an exclusive offer. Shout out to BetUS for being the proud sponsor of Roundtable Sports.